Pump it up, pump it up.
WrestleMania.
Oh. Damn it. I can't contribute.
This is the Big Boss Man. I stand for law, order, and justice of the World Wrestling Federation.
Tatanka, Buffalo.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey, welcome to the Review, a show where two small-town dudes and today one small-town guest give you our big, dumb opinions on Wrestlemania 35.
Ooh.
Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin.
The granddaddy of them all.
We are joined from beyond the grave. No, that's not
from
true.
the grave.
I fucked it up. I was gonna say we haven't been joined by this man in such a long time.
I know.
We got Coach Havens.
It's been a
back.
fortnight.
Yeah, fortnight or two. We got him back in the studio. We're going over WrestleMania 35 in full. We're gonna just do a live watch. We're gonna do a live watch and commentary over top. Clear your schedules.
Yep.
Let me call into work right now.
We're gonna do this WHW style.
My God.
we're gonna go low-key Big Hawk on this. We're really going in the weeds on these references.
Glass bottom bow rider over here.
Listen to more wrestling podcasts. You want to get those.
Now, we don't normally do wrestling stuff, but I've had a few requests from listeners that we do a wrestling episode, and I thought, what better to do it than the showcase of the Immortals.
Yeah, the granddaddy of them all.
That's right. WrestleMania!
I'm shook. I feel honored to be here, guys. That
you are the resident wrestling expert. You had a basement full of videotapes of wrestling.
And now I have a garage full of videotapes of wrestling now that I'm an adult.
Exactly.
Hey, look at the room you're in. There's no judgment here.
Exactly.
Very true. You guys have seriously upgraded since the last time that I was on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
that's
high
right.
tech.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
More wires, at least.
Yes.
Lots more wires.
You can fool me. If you just have a wire connecting to something, I think it's more high tech. So.
I don't sleep well at night unless I know that there are multiple fire hazards in Troy's comic room.
That's right. Just jammed into one outlet. It's all great.
Yeah, well, sleep easy tonight.
I'm gonna install a spigot in here sometime soon.
Yeah, please. If it's not the fire that'll burn these books down, it'll be the water that ruins them. But why don't we just jump right into WrestleMania, fellas?
WrestleMania. Give us a T-stats, Troy. How much money did it make?
Oh, Jesus. I tried to find stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know. But I have it broken down. I got the whole card here, split between the pre-show and the main show.
I did not watch any of the pre-show.
Well, I did watch the pre-show, JT.
I was also all over that pre-show.
It had a Cruiserweight Championship match. Yeah. It had both Battle Royals and the SmackDown Raw tag title match.
Gotcha.
I think all fairly solid. Even the Battle Royals, I think, were fine. I'm not a huge fan of them, but one wasn't any worse than the other.
Honestly, you can't go wrong when you have a veteran like Michael Che in there. leading the pack.
I forgot about those guys so fast.
Yeah.
Not in the match. I mean, like, as soon as it ended, I forgot about those guys.
So I was, during the Andre Battle Royal, Chelsea's a big fan of Weekend Update.
Yeah.
And she was watching it with me, and she's like, what? I hope Jost and Che win. And I'm like, no, that'd be terrible. And then the more I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Just let him win. And then at the end, I thought for real that, like, Braun was going to lose his footing on a rope and just, like, fall over. Oh. And then it'd actually be Che and Jost in the ring.
They have to bring him back.
Yeah. They just have to bring that big butter statue of Andre the Giant into the Weekend Update stage.
That butter cow of Andre the Giant.
Oh my God.
But we all know they do nothing with the Andre the Giant winners anyways, so they could have easily let them win.
Yeah, who cares?
Honestly, I'm glad that those two showed up so that they could have an awesome segment where they insinuated that Kevin Nash was going to stick his hand up their asses.
Yeah. Play them like the puppets they are.
Yeah. That's right. Big sexy don't fuck around.
But what'd you think about the Cruiserweight match?
Cruiserweight match was an awesome opener. Got the crowd off hot. It was fun. I give it 8 stars. Get it?
8 stars?
Tony Nese, because he has the abs.
Got
you
it.
like
I
that?
get it.
That was pretty good.
Very good.
I get it.
You like that one? You like that one? No, it was good. The crowd probably could have gave 2 craps about it.
Well, I don't even think the crowd was even there yet.
Yeah.
There was people still filing in, and they're like, well, put the Cruiserweight match on, and then also show a commercial for the main event during the Cruiserweight match, which I hate. Because, like, they're just... Okay, so I like the Cruiserweights a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And it seems like they just don't give them a fair shake at all.
They never do.
And so, like, to play a commercial during the Cruiserweight title match, where it's like the commercial's a bigger screen than the match, I'm like, this is kind of disrespectful.
Mind you, it's on the network. You already owned the network. What are they selling you on?
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think the pre-shows they put on like Facebook and stuff too, don't they?
Do they still do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first hour of the pre-show, I think, was live on YouTube. And then the second hour, which is fucking nuts for a pre-show, that it was on USA. And then
Really?
I think it was because when the hour broke, they're like, all right, we're on our hosting channel USA or whatever. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
really?
Wow.
So anyway, I thought it was weird. But yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then. They would put the Saturday Night Live guys on that second hour then. Because, if you see Saturday Night Live guys, it makes me want to buy a 7-hour show.
No kidding.
Yeah, I want to see him come back. I want to see.
No, you don't.
Come on, Colin Jost. He can bring his amazing wife Colby Smulders with him.
Oh,
I thought he was dating Scarlett Johansson.
Well, then he can bring her too.
I don't know why I know that.
You know what? Fuck WrestleMania. Let's talk about who they dating.
Yeah, who they dating? But yeah, I thought it was really good. Tony Nese ended up taking out that Cruiserweight Championship away from old Buddy
Murphy.
Old Bud.
oh,
What do I have right there? I can't even read my own writing.
Old Australian
Almost
Bud.
said Buddy Murray. I'm like, that's not right. So that might be what I wrote though.
His older
Anyway,
brother Bill.
yeah. That hit me too late for me to laugh. I was like, I don't get it at first. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Bill
It slowly
Murphy?
fell on me. And then after that, it was the Women's Battle Royal, which was fine. Carmella ended up winning that.
Yeah.
Hold on. You guys hear that?
Chirp.
Yep, there
Sure.
it was. That's what happened during that match.
And then the Ryder and Hawkins versus the Revival was a pretty decent match. The Revival's great.
Love the Revival.
So yeah.
Yeah. Love the Revival. Loved that match. Hawkins and Ryder back together, tag champs.
The Major Brothers.
The Edgeheads.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough wrestling to get some of these, so I can only imagine the people listening to this are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Your listeners are going to be like, that Coach Havens guy can stay away.
Get him out of here. He's too in the weeds. He's too in the weeds right now.
But what was that? So, like, Hawkins had, like, a 200-something match losing streak? That was the whole deal?
Huge losing streak since he came back to the promotion in 2016, has not won a single match. And of course, on the grandest stage of them all,
Yeah.
well, 5 minutes before the grandest stage of them all starts, he wins the big one.
Yep. Pretty exciting
Where
stuff.
men become gods. The WrestleMania pre-show.
Of course, the Revival, consisting of Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. Wilder, who knocked the shit
the shit
out
Oh
of
my
that guy
God.
that attacked Bret Hart the night before.
Oh my
That was
god.
so funny. Just watching the Twitter stuff blow up during that happening live, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Bret Hart? Why is he trending? It's because I thought the worst, obviously.
So Joel and I were at a wrestling show, and after the show's over, I have another guy come up to me and go, "Oh, did you see what happened to Bret Hart?" And I'm like, "No, what happened?" And he shows me this video of Bret Hart, this gray old senile man on stage, just being attacked and taken down.
And then that oddly Rastafarian dressed man getting pulled out of the ring only to be fucking knocked out.
Which I guess it's a Simpsons reference. Because I guess there's like I saw like a thing.
I saw that. Yeah.
What? Someone put up a picture of like a random Simpsons episode where it shows like an animator Bret the Hitman Hart like beats the shit out of Homer wearing a Rastafarian hat.
Yeah, I saw that after too, and like Jesus Christ, was it what influenced what? Well, I know the Simpsons must have influenced that, but did it really, or was it just a sheer coincidence that the planets aligned so perfectly that this happened?
Did the guy even know that it was a thing?
Yeah.
I am in stunned silence. I did not know this.
Look it up. It's pretty.
Yeah, it was like all over Twitter. It's like there's like a clip of Homer Simpson wearing a Rastafarian hat and like Bret Hart giving him the business.
Oh my God! My whole world just changed.
Simpsons did it first.
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did everything first.
Yeah, I like that, and I also like during the the main show they did like a recap of the Hall of Fame night or whatever, and they totally cut that moment out. And Bret Hart's hair's just all
they just
fucked
show
up.
like a clip of Bret Hart with like his hair all fucked up. So like if you didn't even know what happened, you'd be like, why does Bret look like shit?
Yeah. I thought that was so funny.
Oh man.
And then the pre-show was ended with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which we already kind of talked about, and that ended the whole thing.
Nothing of note in that one.
No, I don't. I think there was more actual high spots in the women's match, like some other ladies trying to get their shit in. They get the Kairi Sane elbow drop.
Oh, sweet, she was in it. Badass.
Yeah.
Was there was a sweet spot in that men's battle royal where Ali almost got his face taken off by the table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God. There are so many injuries, almost injuries in that match. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's a battle royal.
Oh.
I think I've gotten hurt more in battle royals than anything.
Oh yeah. You go in thinking it's totally fine, so you just do whatever, and then you blow out an ankle getting thrown over the top rope or something.
Yeah. I think one time I was at a battle royal where like someone just kind of like rested their hand on my face and like it pushed me into a rope and I almost broke my nose. Like it's just dumb shit like that. Like battle royals suck.
So if the history shows us, Braun Strowman will go on to do absolutely nothing with his battle royal win now.
Perfect.
He'll win everything and get absolutely nothing.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Because that's pretty much what Braun Strowman is now.
After being in the main event with Brock Lesnar, being in the main event with Roman Reigns, and now the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner.
Well, from what I've heard, rumor mill.
Oh,
From what I heard, it's because he doesn't want to like do all of the press junkets and stuff.
really?
That's why he is where he is. Where it's like, well, we can't have him lose, but we can't do anything with him because if we put anything on him, then he's just gonna not do like all the press shit for it that we want him to do. So he's just gonna be this big dude that wins all the time, but never wins. Never like wins anything.
The hearts of millions.
Without the press junket, though, how's he going to get these fans?
You can barely get that sentence out of your mouth.
That was actually very clever. I'm gonna get these fans.
I was waiting to drop that nugget in there.
Well, jumping into the extremely long main show, it opened very surprisingly with Lesnar and Rollins coming out very first.
Wait, you forgot.
Okay,
The
go
man
ahead.
that started WrestleMania coming out first, the real American, the Hulkster,
That's right.
Mr. America, Hulk Hogan.
That's right.
At WrestleMania 35.
He went out and then talked about how fat he was while he was banging Bubba Low Sponge's wife, right?
Yeah.
Or no.
We shouldn't have those nachos.
Wait, I was watching something else and then I turned over to WrestleMania. Never mind.
He actually, what he's known for now is just making stupid jokes about how he made a mistake calling it the Superdome.
Oh, that's his gimmick now?
Yep,
Yeah.
That's his whole shtick. And I think he even screwed up calling it the MetLife something else.
He called it the MetLife Center. Even though directly over his left shoulder in the camera view, it said MetLife Stadium. Maybe he knows something we don't know.
I'm here at Snoopy from Peanuts Field.
I love that fucking dog. So he gets interrupted by Paul Heyman himself saying, like, fucking Lesnar
They got really racy in WrestleMania.
Lesnar's coming out now. He doesn't want to fucking do this shit all night. Which is
swore a lot.
probably the truth.
Oh, legit. Probably the truth.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Lesnar dropped the belt to Rollins. So I can only imagine backstage like, well, fuck, just let me get out of here then.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay.
And I don't know if anybody else, but Lesnar's music just pumps me up. Like, as soon as that music hits, I know that was spot on. And then, boom, boom. Oh, my God. I'm pumped up right now.
Well, since he lost the belt, what did he throw at Vince on the way back? That's what I want. I want to know what he threw at Vince when he came to the back.
Troy cosplaying as 70-year-old Vince yelling at Brock there. Fantastic match, though.
Yeah, it was
Sweet
really
opener.
good.
Got the crowd off going good. Like, what, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
Not long at
that was
all.
it.
Yeah.
But didn't need to be anymore.
No.
Lesnar just tossed Rollins around. Rollins 3 curb stomps. Boom.
That was it.
Yep. There's no better way to start a pay-per-view, I'd think, than to just beat someone that almost never loses.
Yeah. I don't know if it gets much better than that. Lesnar, did he have the belt since Mania of last year?
No, they had the whole thing with Reigns, had it, and then they had him.
Oh, yeah.
Then they had him win it back in Saudi Arabia.
Quiet about that.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Although they're doing another show there in May.
Oh,
Are they
good
really?
For them.
They're contractually obligated to 2 shows per year for the next 9 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they fucked themselves, didn't they? Yeah. Well, not out of money, I guess.
No.
Jesus.
Them Saudis love it.
Yeah.
That oil money.
That's right.
Get that oil money. Don't bring any reporters with you.
Fantastic match, though.
Yeah, it was really good. Even though I'll probably say this 1,000 times that this match, or not the match, but the show was super long. I thought this WrestleMania was actually paced very well up until like the last third, and then I thought like maybe it was just because of the length of the show in general. But like I've seen Twitter video of people that were there and they put the camera around and like the whole row was sleeping.
Oh my God. I'm not surprised.
I mean, by the time they got to the main event, it was like 1 a.m. in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the 3 women at the end went on probably like at midnight.
Yeah.
So you gotta imagine like they're fucking exhausted already, just waiting to be on.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a picture that said WrestleMania 15 minutes after it ended, and the whole place is empty.
Oh my God.
Like people just got the fuck out of there.
I don't see how you can just get out of there if there's
I
like
know.
80,000 people
No
there.
shit.
I saw a picture. It was just a horde of people outside of the stadium. And it said, "This is what 30,000 people waiting for an Uber looks like."
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, how many matches did we total in at with the pre-show?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That'd be
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 matches.
Oh my God.
With however many countless segments they also had. They had that John Cena segment, which was pretty fun. I mean, they had the opening.
Yeah.
A few other things with Alexa Bliss.
That's more matches than WrestleMania 4, and that was like an 18-man tournament. Granted, that was a god-awful WrestleMania, but that's another podcast.
Yeah.
We'll bring you back for WrestleMania 4. And we don't have to hit every single thing on this card, because I can talk to you about just the good stuff, but the next one was AJ and Orton, which was solid.
It was good.
Yeah.
That's some fun moments in it.
Good, but forgettable.
Yeah, there's a few things on
Yeah.
here that I don't remember hardly at all, and it's like near the top of the card too. The next one after that is the 4-way tag match for the SmackDown belts. We got Usos, Aleister Black and Ricochet, Shinsuke and Rusev, and The Bar. I actually really enjoyed this tag match quite a bit.
Yeah, I think this is probably up there as one of my favorites from the night.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Definitely top third, which means which doesn't mean a lot on this night.
This is probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
Super fun match though. You got the high flyers in there. Lots of guys to do lots of stuff with.
Yeah. So
Surprised that the Usos kept the belts though.
Yeah, it was like one of the only titles that didn't change hands.
I think so.
Yeah. There was a lot of titles
the
changing.
U.S. title didn't change hands.
Oh, what match was that? I don't think I even wrote that one down.
Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio?
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Here's my summary of that match. Yep.
That was definitely the one where it's like, you can't be on long.
Right, we need to wrap this up.
Remember all that time we were going to give you? No.
We'll get you next year, champ.
Poor Booker T with his commentary.
I forgot they brought him out for that.
That whole thing with Booker T where he was going to... They're like, the special commentator for this match, Booker T, and then the match went maybe 3 minutes.
Oh, if that. I think a minute and a half if we're lucky.
So I was watching this down at my house, and you two were watching it together, but I think I texted both of you saying, like, did they even stop Samoa Joe's music? They just came out and new-jacked it, yeah. But yeah, I mean... I don't care if there's like one match on the card that's kind of like that, just like a total squash. It's like, oh, it's kind of breaks up the monotony of it all. But like, it's still, I wanted to see both of them do something else.
Yeah.
But did you say like Mysterio hurt himself or something like that?
So I guess on Raw 6 days earlier, Mysterio was going against Baron Corbin and hurt his ankle in the match. And I guess he was taken off of Tuesday Night SmackDown because he was supposed to fight Angle in Angle's last SmackDown match. And then he was healing it all week while they were in New York for Mania weekend. Yeah. And I guess like the day before he was like 95% ready to go, but I guess they probably didn't want to take any chances. Yeah. And they probably figured, hey, we have 15 other matches. Yeah. So
look, this doesn't need to go long. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
But two great guys, two talented guys that I would have liked to have seen what they could do. Yeah. On the grandest stage of them all.
You bet.
Well, what they had, it was still good though.
Yeah,
it was very good. It wasn't a bad match,
right?
Just a small, little nugget.
The next one that was chronologically happening is Shane versus Miz in the the Falls Count Anywhere match.
Okay, gotta say it. I'm so sick of Shane McMahon.
Oh my god! So like, I never used to be like that much of like a naysayer against Shane because I'm like, he always puts on a decent match regardless of his prowess. But this one, I'm just like. Man, everything that you guys talk shit about him, I'm like, I definitely saw it in this match. He did so many shitty punches.
Dude, I punch children harder than Shane McMahon punches people when if I'm play fighting.
It's true. I just saw it with Troy's daughter.
He just really decked her one.
She can really take one. She can really take them.
Boy, you don't gotta tell me twice. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Falls Count Anywhere matches either. Like, I've never seen one that I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah. But then, like, they're all, Shane's going to fall off something tall.
Yeah. Yep. So, I was waiting for them to find their way to the biggest thing they could jump off of.
Yeah. They just happen to have the hard cam scaffold.
Yep. Right. I actually saw a tweet when the helicopters were going over the stadium in the beginning, and they're like, "Oh shit, Shane's gonna jump!" But
it's one of those things where they say predictability is good in wrestling. Where like, oh, it's good that you expect something because then when it happens, you're still happy about it.
Right.
But I'm not happy about Shane McMahon matches anymore. They're so predictable. You know what's gonna happen. You know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just so surprised he's so active in the roster, to be honest. When there's like 300 superstars or something like that could have time, and it's Vince's boy taking like a
I've always heard
spot.
that Vince is big on having his family in the storylines, and I wonder if he's figuring that he's 70 and can't be in it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my son better be in it then.
Shane.
This match,
the roof.
This match did have my favorite line of the night with Corey Graves when Miz and Shane were in the area where they have all of the different commentators for the like all the different language commentators, and then like Corey Graves had a line where it's like, it sounds like they just walked in on a session of the United Nations. You can hear them all in the background just like saying, all talking in their own language. I was like, oh, that was such a good line.
They were committed though. They were not letting those headsets go.
No.
Like they were stretching those cords out as far as they could go.
Tell you what, if Shane would have laid a finger on Meng I was gonna fucking drive drive there and beat his ass. No one touches my Meng I.
Oh, that Mandarin announce team.
Yeah. Telling you, you have not lived unless you listen to Wrestlemania in Mandarin. That's how I watch it.
Oh, you and John Cena, right?
Yep. I don't trust anyone but Meng I when it comes to my wrestling commentary.
Yeah, so that match was there's some people that were like actually saw WrestleMania and they're like, yeah, that match stole the show. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
No.
I don't trust your judgment now either.
I heard that too, and I totally disagree.
Yeah.
I like The Miz. I like The Miz a lot. I think he's improved like tenfold over the years, but not against Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
I would have much rather seen Miz actually wrestle.
I had more fun watching Shane get the fuck beat out of him as opposed to always being the guy that's just like throwing his bullshit punches for I don't know how long and everyone having to be like, oh, I gotta act like this hurts.
Yeah.
Or when Mrs. Dad got in the ring and...
Oh, God.
How did we not talk about Mrs. Dad yet?
Holy
I just
shit.
remembered. I just saw just a freeze frame of a picture of him with his fucking dukes up, and I'm like, he looks like he's never seen anyone fight ever. And it looks like a guy who'd be in plenty of bar fights.
Oh, yeah. He looks like the local car mechanic.
Yeah, the local barfly that's just always in there.
Oh.
He looks like if Trump wasn't rich.
I love his hair hasn't also changed since Miz was born. It's just like,
Oh, I know. They had
like
some
that
pictures of when he
feathered-
was younger, and it was like, you're committed to this look.
Oh, yeah.
You've been committed to this look since the Miz was a child.
Yeah.
I'm
been
sure
committed.
with the Miz's millions he makes now, he's offered his dad plenty of money to redo his hairstyle. Not happening.
Why?
Why? It's worked for me this long.
Got him that sweet looking wife.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Dad, I can get you a haircut or something. Why?
Why would you say that? Oh, I don't know. Just asking.
Yeah, I was joking.
Just joking.
Sorry, Dad.
Well, why don't we jump on to the women's tag match, the 4-way tag match with the Iconics, Sasha Bailey, Nia Jackson, Tamina, and the Beth Phoenix and Natalya.
Fart in church. Fart in church. I hate Tamina. I've been waiting for a platform to say this to the world, and this is it. I hate Jimmy Snuka's daughter.
Oh my God. If I'm gonna hype it, I should say it. But I had a joke when that came on about Tamina that I. Fuck, I'm gonna say it.
Just say it.
I had a joke where I said Tamina is killing women's wrestling like her father killed women.
But
Oh my God.
so Tamina, by the way, as she ages, looks like her father did in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What a
She definitely inherited his eyes.
Oh yeah. And his crazy Island Man hair.
Yeah. And Nia Jackson, she got done coaching a Zuba class.
Me and Chelsea were watching that match, and it was about near the end where they were going to do like the double splash off the top like Nia and Tamina. And Nia got pushed down onto the apron and onto the floor, and Chelsea's only response was, "That poor thing." I was like, "Thing?"
Oh my god. Oh. I love the women's wrestling WWE. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
We have a friend, Tyler, who still thinks he does not watch the product regularly.
Right.
So he still thinks that every women's match is from 2008.
Yeah.
When they were getting 1-minute matches on Raw once a week.
Right.
Yeah.
But not Tamina and Nia. No.
Nah.
Just not digging it.
Not
Everything
at all.
else about the match, if you'd have taken them out of it, probably would have been pretty good.
Yeah. I felt like
Yeah.
a lot of this one, everyone was feeling kind of off a little bit. But I do like the Iconics one, because I've been, as much as I watch, which is barely anything at all, it's like month to month, I really am enjoying them just for their personality alone. I know they don't like have the greatest wrestling prowess, but they're not bad either.
No, not at all.
Oh, they're pretty good wrestlers too. They came out of Australia.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
that.
Not, maybe a hot take here, I am not a fan of the Sasha Bailey tag team. I feel like a lot of their matches, they're missing something.
Yeah.
I don't think they operate like a tag team. They just operate as just two people that are teaming.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just kind of comes across a lot of the stuff. Maybe it's the people they're against, but it's almost sloppy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well,
Ever
it also doesn't help that a lot. Like their one big feud for them was Nia Jax and Tamina.
Thank you for proving my point.
But like I feel like ever since Sasha Banks got called up to the main roster, even Bailey, like they've just been like non-existent when they were killing it in NXT.
Yeah.
Even like getting the best match of the year award or something like that.
I mean, that's probably another podcast too about how
Yeah.
people go from amazing in NXT to low to mid card.
Yeah.
Not doing
Yeah.
anything in WWE.
Yeah. So
How about the big, after 7 years gone from the roster, the big return of Beth Phoenix?
sure. I don't remember
She was-
anything she
yeah,
did. I think she screwed up her finish once.
She showed
right?
up. She screwed up her finish once.
Didn't she like struggle to get Bailey into like her Phoenix Rising off the top, and it just looked like Bailey stood up on the top rope and did a splash?
Jumped out.
But
Yeah, it was less than stellar. Less than stellar.
I missed the whole like didn't watch hardly any wrestling at all when Beth Phoenix was the hot stuff.
That was like 2008 to 2012, so I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous you missed
She
all
came up at a time where she was like the only women's wrestler.
in the land of 1-minute matches on Raw.
Yeah.
for the women.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of like her versus Candice Michelle.
And
And-
Alicia Fox.
Yeah. And Maria.
Oh my God.
That was like almost like that was like all of her matches.
The Bellas.
Yeah.
Oy.
Next
Next.
match.
Next.
The next one is a good one. It's Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan.
This is probably my favorite match on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hands
think
down.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Not only was it just a good match, it also had like the story to go behind it too, which
Yeah.
was actually well crafted.
Yeah.
It was everything a good wrestling match needs to be, like a great wrestling match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
And
the
you-
emotion, had the good wrestling.
And you had
actually-
Daniel Bryan, who was like living this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like he could actually kind of like be like, oh yeah, I kind of know how to coax this along.
Right.
That's a good point, yeah. Daniel Bryan just at WrestleMania 30 in like the same scenario.
I
Right.
know.
And the fact that this was put on fairly quickly, only after Kofi had such a great performance at No Way Out, right?
Yeah, so I guess the original plan going in, if you read the dirt sheets,
Which I do.
it was supposed to be Kevin Owens
Yeah.
against Daniel Bryan at Mania, because Kevin Owens just came back in February.
Yeah.
But Kofi got this big uprising
Yeah.
with the fans, just a total fan uprising.
Yeah.
And they put Kevin Owens in a match at No Way Out in February with, or was it No Way Out, Elimination Chamber, one of the two, whatever it was.
I don't
It
know.
was Fastlane.
Fastlane. I'm living in 1998 with my No Way Out reference. But yeah, they gave Owens the 3-way, and then they're like, oh, let's go with Kofi. So out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
showing. And it ended up being a great match. It had like heart behind it. He had his kids out at the end.
Yeah.
was
And it
great.
came out of no, because I think how Kofi got in put into it all together was because Ali got hurt
Oh, I
before the
forgot,
Elimination Chamber, And then they got thrown in, and then everyone was like, yeah, we want more of this.
Yeah. I mean, he's a guy that's been, I think, since 2008 on the roster. So he's been there for over a decade.
Yeah.
And he's been consistent, like never really gone for a long
I think
period.
for a total of 12 years, I think they said that he's been in WWE.
Yeah. And he's first, I think he's the first African-American Grand Slam champion, so that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intercontinental U.S. Tag Team and now the World. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Good job, Kofi. And he didn't
Way to go, Kof.
Because I always would tell you guys, like, I'm not a huge fan of Kofi anytime he's on. I was like, he just doesn't hit anything really great.
Bandwagon jumper.
That's me.
Yep.
Way to go, Troy.
But then he ended up really surprising me.
Yeah. Well, they've been putting him in, like, gauntlet matches that have gone almost an hour on, like, SmackDown. I don't know how many times where it's like, well, if you want this, you're going to fucking earn it.
Yeah.
He's going to put you in nonstop hour-long things that you have to be in for, like, the next month.
That's fucking crazy. But yeah, and then and Kofi ended up winning, so it's a total surprise. Like, I actually really thought that he might lose. Just because I just made this whole new title belt for Bryan and everything, and he's kind of on, like, a bit of a tear. So I'm just like, maybe this whole build-up, and then he'll lose, and then he'll keep kind of going to something else, but I'm not sure. I was glad he won. It was fun.
I'm curious to see where they're going to go with him now. Because
Yeah.
they kind of got a fresh new main event spot at the top of both brands of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
With Rollins and Kofi.
Yeah, Lesnar being gone, and now, like, I don't think Daniel Bryan's going to stick around the main event that much longer, so.
Kind of curious.
People got to step up.
That's right. This is the time for them to shine.
The time is now. The next one is Samoa Joe and Mysterio. We already talked about that. And the next one, I completely forgot about this match, is Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a fucking thing that happened in this match.
You can't boo leukemia.
Yep, that's
That's the only thing I remember about it.
Yeah, we were pretty sauced by this time, and we just started making up a huge storyline about how Drew McIntyre kicked leukemia back into Roman Reigns, and how he now has to win this match to now defeat it once again.
Good. I'm glad you guys are entertaining
We got
yourselves.
real drunk by this point, and we just stopped giving a shit about everything.
I was probably 10 ounces in chocolate mint whiskey and 2 Moscow mules made by
Yeah.
Mr. Joel over here.
Yeah, which I double shotted all the Moscow mules I was making that night.
Just
It was
not pacing yourself at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
so the match could have been awful, but to me it was great.
Yeah, we had fun.
I was completely sober, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening in this.
I'm happy to have Roman back though.
Yeah, me too.
As much as I got sick of him, now that they're not shoving him down our throats at the moment,
Yeah.
I enjoy Roman Reigns. He's fun to watch.
Right. He's always put on decent matches too, so it's like we only really didn't like him because everyone wanted him to be the next guy.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much.
and that was it.
Which I'm still not convinced that we're not going to see a Rollins Reigns feud coming up.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting pictures of the cinnamon raisin bread that I totally botched. So I'll give you a quick story. Make cinnamon raisin bread because I love it.
Yeah.
Thought the bread machine was going to go into one more knead cycle. It didn't. So I threw raisins in at a wrong time. So now the raisins are just stuck to the outside of the bread.
Oh my god.
It's bad.
It looks like you just burnt random edges of the bread.
Damn it.
And there's some sprinkled on top
Great.
that have fallen off.
I only assume.
Looks like you tried to make a jack-o'-lantern with a magic
Like,
marker.
seriously, it covers like all sides.
God damn it.
Oh, I wish we could
Like a
show.
geo.
Looks like your bread is a butthole.
I bet raisins come out of it.
I'll throw them up on the Twitter so you guys can make shit out of me on the internet.
You made us eat that prune cake, you dick.
Wow.
Hold a 10-year grudge.
Wow.
No, I only bring that up because he started buying prunes recently, and I was like,
They are delicious.
They
the
are
last
good.
time I had prunes was when you tricked us into eating spice cake, and it was prune.
Oh my god, I
cake.
forgot all about that.
All of us wanted to crap our pants because you let us eat multiple pieces of prune.
We had so much
So-
fiber in us.
Quick aside, I used to work at a nursing home in the kitchen for 14 years.
Really?
And yeah.
I don't know
from 2014, yeah, when I was a young lad.
Dang.
And I used to eat Power Pudding,
What
which
is that?
was amazing. It is applesauce, all brand cereal, prunes,
Oh.
and prune juice. And you throw it in a blender.
Did you make this up?
No,
They
it's like a
serve it.
nursing home staple.
How did you even feel safe bending over?
I didn't. I ate an entire bowl of it,
Oh no.
and within an hour, I was gone.
Oh.
You were turned inside out?
I was gone.
Skinless.
Oh,
Crying
yeah.
Nelly.
Also, our listeners have to keep in mind that Coach Havens had this idea that it was funny to always be shitting.
I still think it's fun.
You had a real love for shitting.
Yes, I do.
I guess it's kind of healthy unless you have an obsession with it.
I like making sure my bowels are functioning properly.
Well, you got ours functioning properly that one time.
Tell you what.
cake. It was good.
You're gonna
was
make me
good.
cry
Yeah, it was like three
Like,
pieces of spice
with
cake.
joy.
Yeah, and then we all wanted to shit our pants. And you just laughed the way you're laughing right now when you're like, "It's prune cake, bitches." Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy I remember this now.
Yes, it is like his tainted prunes for me. So now he eats them with Macy
Well, you got to keep
for
regular.
fun.
Of course.
Not for fun. More for dietary reasons. To make sure I stay on top. You know.
I thought you just love a good prune.
Well, I don't like them. Or I don't mind them either, you know. So
They're sweet.
they're good.
Sweet to eat. Well, I thought I would just show you guys the
Thank you.
creation in our kitchen.
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
Crap.
Raisin bread. I'm out.
Oh,
I love
Great.
this bakery aside that we have for WrestleMania.
That's right. And be in the show notes.
It'd be in the show notes.
oh, I just about got all over the mic. Oh my god.
The next one after... Are we done about Roman and McIntyre?
Yeah.
I think we were done with it before we even started.
Great. The next one was something I gave almost even less shits about. Was Triple H and friggin' Batista.
Oh no! Hold the phone. We're
No.
gonna fight about this one.
Go right ahead.
I loved this match.
I didn't think it was too bad.
I could not get into this at
What?
all. I was on my phone this whole match.
This was probably it's in the top third.
No way! This
Yes.
match sucked!
No, get out of town. This match was not that bad for people in their late 40s, early 50s.
I always kind of look forward to Triple H's matches on these kinds of shows because he has the power to give himself every kind of gimmick known to mankind.
Yes.
In a match like this. So then it's like, I want to see what he does with the power that he has to give himself whatever he wants.
It had a story behind
Even
it.
down to the shitty video game cutscene Mad Max entrance that he gave himself.
Okay. That was garbage.
I was also gonna ask, like, I can't wait till he sees, like, Batman v Superman in 10 years, so he's got, like, a fucked up movie from, like, 8 years ago as his entrance. Just like the other year where he had, like, a Terminator entrance. Was there even a Terminator movie coming out soon?
No, he was just really good friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger at that
Yeah,
point.
that's when they were
Jesus.
getting into the Arnold Classic and
Yeah.
everything.
God.
No, I did thoroughly enjoy the match, though. I thought it was good. I thought it was story-driven. And I did like how it had a story in it that they started. Like, they showed the clip on SmackDown. It was when all the Evolution got together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Batista turned to Hunter and was like, "You haven't beat me, Hunter." And from there, they carried it on to Flair's birthday celebration. So they kind of brought it back together. I'm a sucker for a good story.
Okay.
The match, so-so, but I'm a sucker for a good story.
It was like you said, it was a good match for two guys in their late 40s,
Yeah,
early 50s.
yep. And then after the match, Batista goes on social media and says he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, say what you will, I like Batista.
I think Batista has a bad rap for whatever reason, but he has never badmouthed professional wrestling.
Yeah.
He's always put professional wrestling at the top.
So Joel and I talk about Batista often enough because we've deemed that he's our favorite professional wrestler turned actor.
We'll see after Stuber, though.
Don't even start with Stuber.
Yeah, I kept making shit about. Oh, it's Batista. You know, the main character in the big upcoming blockbuster hit Stuber.
Kind of forgot about that, but I agree with you that he is. Like, he would back anybody 100%. Like, even when he was in he's in Guardians, and James Gunn was kicked out of doing Guardians 3, he's like, I'll stick to James Gunn. If he's not coming back, I'm not coming back.
He's even, like, talking like, shit, I'm gonna be in Suicide Squad, too, then. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, he's so devoted.
He's a loyal dude.
Super loyal. Yep.
I always think, the only thing that drives me nuts about Batista is that it always looks like he's gonna break his ankles on something. Because when he does his spine buster, he does that weird thing where he comes down and his feet splay out. I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna break your ankles.
They do.
He almost broke his ankle getting in the ring this time.
I saw that. He
didn't he trip?
He tripped getting in the ring.
Oh.
But then he got out and got back in.
But I will tell you, to your point, I completely forgot that match happened.
There you go.
I completely forgot. I liked it, but I completely forgot it happened.
I didn't think there was anything monumental. Granted, they're in their late 40s.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I was like, I don't know. They just need to kind of stop doing these old-timer matches.
I love how they
like
totally
that.
gimmicked how Triple H, they gimmicked Triple H ripping out his nose ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where that was like, they had like they're like all four of their hands over Batista's face. It was like, oh, I got his nose ring, guys.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
It was a total. Yeah. He might as well have just been like, I got his nose. Oh my god, he ripped off Batista's nose.
He got his nose.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Are we done with this one?
I think we're good with that one.
The next one I also find interesting because it's Kurt Angle's farewell match against Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there were so many matches on this card. I forgot.
I know. Okay, so right after the Kofi Bryan match, I kind of lost interest in the rest of the show. I was just looking forward to the triple threat end.
I was kind of the same way. I think like by the time Kofi Bryan got done, I think we were just getting drunk and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, even then, like the show also hit like an emotional peak.
Yeah.
And then it took like a nosedive, and I think everyone else couldn't like perk back up.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I said like the last third of this is kind of just like
Yeah.
But anyway, so Angle and Angle, it just looks like he's gonna fall over dead.
Yeah.
I credit the guy for wanting to do something to finish out his career on his own terms.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I wish he would have done it 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he looked bad.
Yeah. Even it was after the match, but he like was getting out of the ring, and it looked like he had a hard time getting to the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Angle though, awesome wrestler, one of the best to go down ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like the matches he's had are just incredible.
I was surprised he was still able to throw out one last moonsault at the end.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a little rough looking.
He still he still did the whole jumped as high as he could thing with it though, where I was like, hey, it's still impressive than a lot of people I've seen nowadays.
Right. And he did like pass the torch to somebody by actually losing in his final match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoulders
he
down.
had to pass the torch to Baron Corbin.
Yeah. But
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
But the one thing I thought was weird that even I thought the commentators made up for after his match, and you were saying your network cut out at this point, but he was giving his kind of farewell speech or whatever, and now he's like, now play my music so you got all chant how my career all ended up, and it's the "you suck" chant, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is he gonna go kill himself after this? That's my first thought, was that he's going to go back, and the next day the headline will be Kurt Angle found hung in closet.
Oh, Jesus!
God!
Just something fucked up. Because he, kissed his family and everything, when he was leaving the
Good
ring.
Lord.
Yeah. I didn't want to get that dark, but that was what I was thinking, okay?
Wow.
But,
I remember we made jokes where it's like, thanks, guys, 20 years and absolutely no regrets, where it's no regrets?
But yeah,
He had some regrets.
yeah.
I mean, you did get stuck on painkillers and stalk someone, so there had to be some regrets.
He had a rough mid-2000s
He did.
there.
He had a very bad mid-2000s.
So anyway, that's what I thought was kind of weird. And like then after that, the commentators like, oh, I don't agree with that. He had a historic career, blah 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 blah. And it was like, hey, yeah, that was kind of a weird thing to say, Angle. I don't know if you should have went out on that.
Yeah.
But regardless if that maybe is his last match or not, who knows? He might get a wild hair, and come back and try to moonsault Triple H in 10 years.
It's wrestling. Nobody retires in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next match, Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley.
Okay, that's the match I thought you were going to say was the next match 4 matches ago.
With Bobby Lashley's badass contacts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He needed something else
He is like,
to like give him some sort of personality, I guess.
it's Demon Balor versus Emo Eyes.
Bobby Lindsay.
Bobby Lindsay.
Can I just say, there has never been someone I've cared less about returning to WWE than Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Next to Ronda Rousey, he looks like the one guy that just hurts people.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he just grabs and throws and everything that he does where I'm like, whoa, hey.
See, I barely remember him when he had his like first WWE run, and I didn't watch him at all in ECW, where I guess he was the champ for a good chunk of time.
A little bit of time, yeah. When it first started, the reboot ECW.
Yeah. And then he went to like Impact for like however many years.
Yeah. Tried his hand in MMA too.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
Not well.
Well, I guess not. He's back here. But yeah, I was kind of excited to see him come back because I didn't have any recollection of what he was capable of, but I remembered him like being physically impressive.
Sure.
And then when he came back, he didn't do anything that I was like, oh, cool.
Literally, the only thing that I was excited about Bobby Lashley coming back was hopefully him and Brock Lesnar.
Which didn't happen.
I know. I wanted to see that so bad.
I kind of want to see that too.
That's one of those Brock Lesnar Goldberg matches where it's like, it's probably going to suck, but I just want to see it happen. I feel like one of them is going to fuck up and then the other one's going to get pissed and then it's going to turn into an actual fight.
Just a slugfest.
But you know what? The way Lesnar and Goldberg did those matches, I loved those matches.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see... oh, my God. I want to see Lashley and Lesnar now.
Let's make it happen. Let's start a grassroots campaign.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Wow. Let's start a GoFundMe right now to bring it to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bring it to the fair.
Yes. There we go.
Can mean a better show.
Oh, my God. But anyway, Balor ended up winning the Intercontinental title from old Lashley himself.
Yep.
I hope...
The Diamond.
The Diamond.
Oh, God.
Balor.
Ooh. What club is he joining, guys?
The Balor Club.
Balor Club.
A club of one.
WWE Universe, welcome to Balor Club.
So stupid. I already am not like a huge fan of Finn Balor anyway.
Wait a minute. What?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I love Troy's contempt for him because he talks about everything he does is just a variation of a drop kick.
There were
Which
so
is
many
true.
drop kicks in this match.
If you count a double stomp as just a vertical drop kick or a horizontal drop kick.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
It is. It's just everything's drop kicks.
He does that and that fucked up sling blade move that never looks any good.
I think Lashley took one of those in this match where like he found some way to like take it where like he
He took it wrong.
took it weird. Like
He like bumped the wrong way.
he
Because,
took it like how okay, this is gonna be really inside, but he took it like how Casey took a clothesline.
Oh, my God.
So like
Like he fell the wrong way with it.
I
I think he fell on his face on it or something.
I needed to still watch the triple threat main event just to review it for tonight. And I was watching it before you guys showed up, and I stopped right as he was doing that fucked up sling blade to Lashley on the outside, and I realized he fucking fell the wrong way. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh God.
Lashley.
What
That's
a joker.
The mighty.
So anyway, everyone will forget about that match in T-minus 1 second.
Oh, man.
But that leaves us only with the main event of the evening.
Hold on. Doctor of Thug.
Oh, I actually have that in my
We gotta
notes.
talk
I actually have
about
that
it.
in my
Okay,
notes.
all right, okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now before we get to the main event.
I was pumped.
I
to
also
see.
really liked it.
Oh my god, my wife hated it. Completely hated it.
Tell her to shut up.
Yeah, I will. I will. She hates John Cena as a Doctor of Thugonomics.
Oh my god, but it's so good.
Oh my god, so excited.
It was a great throwback.
I never know why he even dropped that, because he's so good at just making that shit up on the spot.
Yep.
And then it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to use this anymore. Why?
Yeah. That was phenomenal. I don't know if it's going to continue on. I don't know if it was a one-time thing.
Well,
but
I don't know if he's going to be around. Like, I think he's still just making movies and shit.
Yeah.
Plus, he wore that hat the whole time to hide his fucking news anchor hair.
I was really hoping it wasn't going to fall off.
I was too. I thought he would like kind of forget and like do that thing where he chucks his hat into the audience.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Hair
Thug
flopping
Life,
aside.
this is Tom Brokaw.
Phenomenal segment, though. I loved that segment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I am a huge Elias fan.
Dude,
He's
I love
grown on me a
Elias too.
lot.
Yep.
He knows his place. That's what I love about
Yeah.
him. Like, he just comes out and then he does his shit, gets everyone to hate him, and then he just does his spot work. Because they did that on for the Raw after WrestleMania. He did the exact same thing with the Undertaker.
Yeah. He's getting all the big spots because it's easy to do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, we got
Just
this
have him
big...
come out and sing a song that pisses everyone off, and then have someone come out and beat his ass.
He doesn't even have to wrestle.
I know.
He's got the perfect job
He's making
right
such
now.
easy fucking money.
Yep.
You could probably just do that on house shows now. It just takes one bump after singing a song. You got probably just paid just as much as someone working a 20-minute match.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
At first, I didn't like him at all, but he's slowly grown on me, and I really enjoy anytime I see him
It's
out.
fantastic. He
Let's-
did a thing. We did a thing on Raw before we go on. He did a thing on Raw, I guess, like to comment on John Cena. He just said, "Hey John, here's 3 fingers," and he put up like this, like the 3 fingers, like the middle one's for you. Oh, that's perfect.
So dumb. I
So
love it.
good.
Well, anyway, that'll jump us into the triple threat main event: Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey
Yeah.
for the unification, not a unification, but the winner takes all triple threat match.
Yeah, they're very specific about how they say that terminology.
Yeah.
It is not a unification. It's a winner take all.
Right.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I
just watched this match right before you guys got here. Wasn't really into it.
no.
No.
And so going in, I was pumped for this
So was
match.
I.
Yep.
Women main event in WrestleMania for the first time. Awesome.
Yep.
Triple threat. Okay. I would have rather just taken Ronda and Becky.
See, I think that's what the problem with this match was, is that it was triple threat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I think they should have just
went
gone
on
with,
at midnight.
yeah, I think they should have just gone with Ronda and Becky, and I feel like they could have gotten a better match out of that.
Yeah.
But I think because like Charlotte is such a cash cow for them, like they felt like they had to put her in it.
Yeah. They tried weaving too many things into this story.
Yeah.
And ultimately it hurt the match, I think. But it was solid. It wasn't a great match.
Yeah.
See, I don't even think it was really solid. Like, just watching it for the first time, it looked like not everything was connecting. Like Rousey was like legit, like just booting the women in the stomach. I'm like, Christ! Like that was like the whole intro of the match, and then like all I could see was every time it happened afterwards, just everyone just booting each other in the gut. I'm like, Christ!
Yeah.
I feel like that's like Ronda's go-to. It's like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna kick you in the stomach.
And like, I think it was this match because like I didn't really mind Rousey so much. I knew she wasn't like had the greatest ring presence, I guess. But like this one, I'm just like, you don't have that much of a repertoire, do you?
No.
She's got better Shane punches than Shane.
Yeah.
She does. She steadily fell for me from when she first came in. I feel like her matches just progressively got less interesting and worse. as she got
Yeah.
closer to what I guess is her end. I guess she's not coming back for a while, or she's taking some time off or something.
Well,
Right.
I know the schedule I think is wearing on her, which I think is a big part of of a lot of people.
Yeah. But yeah, it just did not deliver the
Yeah.
match.
Is she still like that big of a draw for WWE?
I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about her, and they haven't really. I mean, granted, they just let her main event their biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine she is. Because I don't even know if she's been doing the house shows, to be honest.
I have
She's,
no
I think
idea.
she's doing the house shows.
Is
That's
she
one of the
doing them?
reasons why she's kind of doesn't want to be a part of it anymore, because she's like, oh, this is actually hard work.
Sure, yeah.
I don't have to do 2 matches a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's used to UFC where she has one match every 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
If
4
that.
shows a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the draw of her anymore. I think definitely Becky has surpassed her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I watched Raw. I didn't watch SmackDown yet, but on Raw, Becky did a promo and just killed it. Like, the crowd was totally behind her, chanting Becky 2 belts and
Yeah.
like all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. So I hope that, I don't know, did you guys feel like the crowd
Was asleep?
was, just like,
Yeah.
even after
Yeah.
Becky's win was like, all right, sweet, where's my Uber now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They weren't
I think-
standing
yeah,
or anything.
the main
they
thing
were
with
probably
the-
exhausted.
I feel like the main thing in the match was people just waiting for Becky to win.
Yeah.
Because even like the finish of the match got fucked up, and they were like, "I don't care, she won, good."
yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. I feel like they were very like, okay, we know Becky's winning. We want Becky to win. Let's just cut to
Yeah.
the chase. Sweet, Becky won. All right, now we're good now.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen WrestleManias in the past where Roman is in the main event and it's just total booze the
Yeah.
entire match.
Right.
Yeah.
This wasn't booze. The crowd just kind of wanted it to be over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at the stuff you had right before it, like Roman and McIntyre, which we don't remember. Triple H and Batista, which I didn't care for, but you guys fucking jerked off of. Corbin and Angle, which was kind of low key. Balor and Lashley, which nobody remembers. Like, all that stuff was just all
Yeah.
in a row, kind of putting the crowd asleep. Unless you were into it, like you guys were into that Triple H Batista match.
Yeah.
And then you had the main event, which it started at midnight for
Yeah.
New York. So they've already been there probably for 9 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see why like WWE thinks this is a good idea to put on like that long of a pay-per-view.
I don't get it either. I know that the whole theory is they can. They do
Yeah.
it because they
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Like
Well-
now they don't have pay-per-view. They don't have like the pay-per-view scheduled to stay
Yeah, they don't have
true
FCC.
to. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, there's no restrictions on them at this point. But it's going to hurt them in the long run. I mean, this is what? They started the network in 2014. So this is like the 6th WrestleMania that's been on the network.
Yeah.
But I think the longer we get like closer to like the 10th WrestleMania on the network, if they keep going this way, it's just going to hurt it in the long run. People
Yeah.
are still going to go because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to change. They're still going to get 80, 90,000 people for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But they're going to become far less memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So much is happening in it that you can't really pick out one thing unless it's super great. Like maybe the Kofi and Bryan thing. But then there's going to be 14 other matches. You're like, I don't know what happened.
right. Like, we think back to WrestleManias in the past, like, and we can pinpoint, like, granted, it's nostalgia and it's vintage for us and we were growing
Yeah.
up, but we can pinpoint, like, lots of things that happened on those Manias. And now, like, I forgot a lot of this, and this was 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot probably a third of this entire card.
Yeah.
But like I listened to a thing today where they brought up a good point where WrestleMania is just slowly turning into just a spectacle. Like it's not even. It's almost like it turning into the Super Bowl. Like people that don't even watch football will watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And some even like the Super Bowl game will suck. The Super Bowl game this year sucked, but people will still watch it because it's a Super Bowl. It's the same way with WrestleMania now, where you could watch WrestleMania and there might not be like a memorable match on it, but you're gonna watch it because it's WrestleMania.
Granted, but yeah, the Super Bowl is only 3 hours long.
Yeah,
Supposed to be 3 hours long, yeah.
But like, so one thing for me is like, you can only hold people's attention for so long.
yeah,
And like, I really think even 4 hours, I think for a sporting event, that's pretty much pushing it.
Yeah.
For people to be still like, on their feet, excited for the next thing coming.
Oh, yeah.
After that, like, they're going to be either too drunk, too tired, it's gonna
We were
kinda,
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was exhausted. I didn't even finish the pay-per-view. I went to bed, but I also had to be up at 4 a.m. So you had that going for me too.
So did I.
You were a fucking mess the next day. Jesus.
I think it was the first time that I ever went to work with a hangover because I had a massive headache Monday morning.
That was pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you were.
you told us.
Yeah, fuck you, Joel.
Yeah, it wasn't there, that main event.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of WrestleMania main events that weren't there either.
Oh my
Right.
God, Triple H Roman Reigns from a few years ago. It was the one we had here at your house.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like 30 minutes, and it was god awful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So at least this match wasn't god awful. It
Yeah.
was just it was there. It happened,
Yeah.
and it got to the end result. But like you said, there was that mess up in the pin,
Yeah.
and nobody really cared.
Yeah,
It
everyone
was
was
like, "Sweet, she won. Okay,
Yeah,
I
we're
wanna go
done."
home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Yeah. So, I don't know. All in all, though, I did think it was like a fun WrestleMania. But even though we talked shit about all the stuff we hate, but
Yeah.
I still thought it was a pretty decent show.
Yeah. I mean, WrestleMania is WrestleMania. I'm going to have... a WrestleMania could be full of bullshit matches, but chances are we're still going to be, like, if we ever
Lapping it
do
all
it...
up.
Yeah, we usually just be, like... It usually be, like, a bunch of us together, getting drunk, eating food.
Yeah.
Not really caring if the matches suck anyways, so I don't care.
Yeah.
kind of like the Super Bowl. Has
Exactly,
become. Yeah.
exactly.
So what, like, you two are more into wrestling than I do and have way more knowledge about it, but, like, what is your favorite WrestleMania?
Oh my God, you're putting us on the spot.
Well, for me, more because it was, like, it was the first WrestleMania I saw all the way through, and it is a really good one, is probably 17 for me.
See, that was the only one that I could think of that I'm like, yeah, that's probably my favorite. It was like at the peak of me watching wrestling.
Yeah.
It had Stone Cold and The Rock in the
Yeah.
main. And that's like the only one I can like really think of. Like, yep, that's probably my favorite.
And I
one.
listened to, like, a podcast where they talked about it, and they said that, and they pointed out, and there was a really good point, that it's like, WrestleMania 17 is like the culmination of the Attitude Era.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's like you take everything that was amazing from the Attitude Era and you put it into one show, and then you blow it all off with that show, then it's WrestleMania 17.
It really was the peak of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I mean, it was right after WCW got bought out. ECW had just shut down. Austin was huge. The Rock was huge. McMahon was huge.
Yeah.
Everything from the Attitude Era was just barreling into that.
Yep.
And it was, that was a phenomenal Mania. I like a lot of the earlier ones from the 80s and early 90s, but there's a lot of filler on those too. But I'm big into nostalgia and the vintage
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like the other night I popped on WrestleMania 7. Oh my God. The Rockers versus Haku and Barbarian in the opener. Killer match from March of 91. Like, just a killer match. Only thing I heard it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan on commentary.
Oh, Jesus.
But there's so many Manias for me that I love bits and pieces of them that it's super hard to pick a favorite one.
I get that.
Yeah, because there's so many that I like that I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Oh, but that's even better. Oh, but that had Hacksaw Jim Duggan on commentary. 17's up there, though. 17's up there.
Right on.
If the listeners want to go check one out that we like, that's probably one. How about you?
17.
Oh,
yeah, I already said.
For the gimmick battle royal alone.
Oh, my God. It doesn't get any better than kimchi. Or Jim Cornette in a battle royal.
Oh my God.
Christ.
I love the whole, so like there's like a podcast I listen to called Something to Wrestle, because they have Bruce Pritchard on there, who was like,
Oh, it's a great one.
yeah, but he talked about like how the only reason the Iron Sheik won it because he was the only one that couldn't go over the top rope that was in the match. We're like, oh, I love wrestling.
So good. So good. But it's hard, Grant, going back to our conversation earlier, it's hard to pick one of the newer Manias because they cram so much on them.
Yeah.
And it loses some of that importance of some of those matches.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
WrestleMania, I think WrestleMania 10 was a really good one. Might have had like 7 matches on it.
Yeah.
This one, 35, had, what'd you say, 16?
Yeah.
With the pre-show? My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of bad Manias. I could tell you some horrible ones. WrestleMania 2, awful. WrestleMania 9, oh my God. WrestleMania 11 from Hartford, Connecticut. Oh.
WrestleMania 2000, where there was not even a single singles match on the card.
No, everything was 4-ways, 3-ways, tags, hardcore battle royals.
Jesus.
Yeah, WrestleMania 2000 sucked.
For being in the Attitude Era, a horrible Mania.
Yeah.
When the next year's being the end of the Attitude Era was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but we could do a whole podcast about Mania.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. So that is pretty much our wrap up for our WrestleMania 35 show.
Yeah.
If you guys liked our wrestling wrap up and like to see more of these, let us know on social media. JT, where can they do that?
Well, they can find me at Bucky Forever on Twitter, also Bucky Forever on Instagram, and him at Bucky Forever on Snapchat. Coach
See Havens?
Havens.
I am at Coach Havens on Twitter, and that's all I've got.
Very good. You can find me at Short of the Max on Twitter. You can find both me and JT at Review Pod on Twitter. All of our episodes are uploaded onto reviewpod.podbean.com, but if you don't want to listen to us there, that's perfectly okay, because we're on a multitude of platforms, such as Google Play, not SoundCloud. I think I did that last week, too.
Come
We're
on.
not on SoundCloud anymore. Fuck them.
Fuck SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Stitcher.
fuck SoundCloud.
Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you listen to us on the latter, please rate and review us there. Because if you like the show, that helps other people find the show. And if you want to chime in with an email, please do so at reviewpod@gmail.com.
That was impressive.
I do it every
He
week.
does it every week. He's getting real good at it.
Thanks. Except when I say SoundCloud for whatever reason. We haven't been on in fucking years. Anyway. So anyway, that's the show. Join us for Thursday, where I think we're going to be reviewing Hellboy.
Hellboy.
So we'll try to get to the theaters to see that. But until next time, JT, and see Havens.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys. This was fun.
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for being here. I've been Short of the Max Extreme.
I am JT3K.
And we are off.